Today, we're going to be talking about something that shocked and disappointed a lot of fans: the end of The Simpsons, Tapped Out. For many of us, Tapped Out was a huge part of our daily lives for years. It was the mobile game that let us build our very own version of Springfield, interact with all the classic characters, and get new content all the time. But in 2025, Tapped Out was officially shut down, and it left the community wondering, why did it end? What happened? In this video, we'll explore the rise and fall of The Simpsons, Tapped Out, and what went wrong. The Simpsons, Tapped Out was released in 2012 by EA Mobile and quickly became one of the most popular mobile games of its time. It combined elements of city-building games with the humor and charm of The Simpsons. The premise was simple. You helped Homer Simpson rebuild Springfield after he accidentally destroyed it, and from there, the game exploded into a massive, free-to-play experience where players could unlock new characters, buildings, and items from the iconic series. In fact, Tapped Out grew so big that it became a huge commercial success for EA, amassing millions of players worldwide. At its peak, the game was generating hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue every year. It had everything fans loved about The Simpsons: humor, satire, and tons of references to the show's rich history. The community was also a major part of Tapped Out's success. Reddit, Facebook, and fan forums became bustling hubs where players could share tips, discuss strategies, and trade designs for their Springfields. The community was deeply invested in the game, constantly creating fan theories, sharing event spoilers, and even making custom designs that represented their favorite moments from the show. So, with all this success, what could have gone wrong? After its initial success, things started to shift with The Simpsons, Tapped Out. The game, once a fresh and fun experience, began to show signs of wear around 2017 and 2018. The frequency of updates increased, but many fans felt like the quality of those updates started to decline. Instead of adding meaningful new content or characters, EA began to rely more heavily on time-limited events with exclusive rewards, leading to what many saw as a money grab. This change led to growing frustrations in the community. Players who had been loyal since the beginning felt like the game was no longer focused on the fun of building and expanding Springfield. Instead, the emphasis shifted to completing event-based tasks in exchange for rare items that could be purchased with premium currency. This left many feeling like they were being pushed towards spending money if they wanted to keep up. According to an EA spokesperson in a 2018 interview with Kotaku, they stated that the shift in content strategy was meant to keep the game fresh and engaging for a large player base. However, the community was beginning to feel alienated. Players began to complain about the increasing difficulty of completing events without spending real money. Reddit threads from that time show a rise in criticism of the game's monetization strategies, and many long-term players felt like their feedback was ignored. The once beloved free-to-play model began to feel like a grind. And although the game continued to introduce some cool new content, like character voice lines and limited edition skins, the balance between free and paid content became a major issue. Around 2021, something strange happened with Tapped Out. The flow of updates slowed down considerably. There were no major new character additions, no exciting new buildings, and the limited-time events became less and less creative. For longtime players, this was the beginning of a long, painful decline. EA's official blog for Tapped Out had very few updates over the next few years, and the communication from the developers became sparse. The once constant stream of new content was cut down significantly. In fact, The Simpsons Tapped Out started to feel like it was being left behind, with many players noticing that their Springfields were becoming stagnant. So, why the sudden lack of new content? According to an interview in Polygon with one of EA's developers, the team had shifted focus away from Tapped Out in favor of other mobile projects. The Simpsons franchise, while still highly lucrative, was not seeing the same kind of revenue growth that it had in the early days of the game. Additionally, The Simpsons show itself had started to slow down in terms of relevance. While the show was still on air, its cultural influence wasn't what it used to be, and this impacted how the game was being developed. 2023, after years of diminishing updates and a dying player base, EA officially announced the shutdown of The Simpsons, Tapped Out. The announcement came with little fanfare and was met with a lot of sadness from the community. Fans had invested countless hours into their Springfields, and for many, the game had been an escape and a way to keep connected to The Simpsons during a time when new episodes were few and far between. EA cited the need to focus on other projects and the declining player engagement as the main reasons for the shutdown. The statement on their official website read, "After careful consideration, we've decided to bring The Simpsons, Tapped Out to a close. We want to thank all the players who have supported the game over the years, and we look forward to continuing our partnership with The Simpsons in other ways." Fans took to social media, expressing their disappointment and reminiscing about the golden days of Tapped Out. Some players were upset at the lack of closure or acknowledgement from EA about the game's legacy, while others expressed their frustration about not being able to finish their long-term projects in the game. And that's the story of The Simpsons, Tapped Out, a game that brought millions of players together, provided years of fun, and ended far too soon. Do you miss Tapped Out, or do you think it had its time? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of The Simpsons. Until next time, stay groovy and keep your eyes on Springfield.